People have those stories of being rescued and reunions. Others do not. One woman, Vanessa Baker, is still missing a year later. She was swept away by floodwaters here in Breathitt County, and crews, they have not stopped looking for her. And her close circle of high school friends, well, they haven't forgotten about her either. Our Kelsey Soto shows us how her friends are making sure that her memory lives on.
She's not home.
Oh, she's home every day.
A few decades have passed since this group walked the halls of Breathitt County High School together.
If I was to describe the class of 1980, it would be close.
The bunch is kept in touch on social media and frequently plan get-togethers and reunions.
And I think that's stuck with us all through the years. We've not lost that.
But this year's gathering is missing a very special someone.
I feel her presence. This is what we have of her. This is our only living.
In July of 2022, 60-year-old Vanessa Baker went missing when floodwaters overtook her home. The community, her family, and this circle of friends held out hope.
I would always pray that maybe today would be the day that we find her, but they haven't found her yet, and I don't know that they ever will, but I know where she is. I know where her spirit is, and I know where she is, and she doesn't have to worry or be afraid of water or anything.
Search and rescue crews from all over the state spent hours and hours combing through brush and debris. With each passing day, hope faded.
We were all praying and at first that it wasn't true, that she would be found safe. And then we just sort of sit on the edge of our seats waiting for some news that just never came.
As they tried to cope with the loss of their dear friend, they knew they needed to do something to keep her memory alive.
This helps us to remember her and think about all the times that we spent together.
This bench now permanently installed at Douthit Park, forever a reminder of a woman so deeply loved by this community. All made possible after money poured in from all over the country and her fellow classmates chipping in for this bittersweet tribute.
It's here to remember Vanessa, but what I want people to see is the love and the hope that's behind this bench. And I just want the family to know that our class loved Vanessa just like a sister.
Vanessa, you know, who's Vanessa? At least they can ask, who's Vanessa? And I can assure them she was just a very kind and caring and compassionate person.
And it's not lost on them, the location of where it sits. Vanessa spent years working for the school district and now will always have a place to be surrounded by the laughter of children.
We'll see her sitting right there. Even though she never sat here, I'll see her sitting there, having the time of her life, just sitting here watching people.
We don't really want people to sit here and remember what happened on that day a year ago. I would rather they sit here and remember the time we had with Vanessa going through school, and maybe get a little comfort out of that.
In Breathitt County, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.